Hey guys, what's going on? It's Dan, and I am here with the PDPL Finals for Season 1. We have Tay versus Ksniterider, and we have Tay's perspective for this match. Looking at his team, he's going with a Choice Scarf Spectrier, which will outspeed the Dragapult, along with Togedemaru, Swampert, Dragonite, Umbreon, and Tangela. So the Choice Scarf Spectrier I expect to be a much more offensive variant. Togedemaru with Focus Sash leads me to believe it's not sturdy, so maybe he's looking to redirect an electric attack. I actually don't know if Togedemaru has an ability besides sturdy and lightning rod, but that'll be interesting there. Lumberry Swampert makes a lot of sense. Umbreon with Choppleberry answers Mienshao and other random fighting moves like Body Press potentially off of the Mudsdale. And then Weakness Policy Dragonite along with the Spectra look like the main offensive options. Going with the Togedemaru and the Tangela, maybe it's an offensive Togedemaru variant, because otherwise this is a very support-heavy team, but he is going to be bringing that Dragonite at main form of offense in the back. And Tay is locked in, and we are ready to start the PDPL Season 1 Grand Finals. And we see the matchup of the trainer cards, both top-tier trainer cards. And let's see what Ksniterider is leading against this Togedemaru and Spectrier. We see the Mienshao and the Dragapult. So Mienshao versus Togedemaru is interesting because you will have the faster fake out on the Mienshao, so you don't have to necessarily worry about that. Next to a Dragapult, I'd actually expect a feint start, but if he just goes for the straight Helping Hand Shadow Ball into this Dragapult, that definitely has the potential to take it down even through max. I don't know the calcs there, but Dragapult's not incredibly bulky, and 145 special attack, and I imagine it's modest, is going to be a lot. But a fake out here into the Togedemaru is also going to... actually, no, Helping Hand goes before fake out. So this is just looking for a clean pickup into the Dragapult turn 1. Very aggressive play out of Tay right off the back. And we do see that we are going to be getting that max Dragapult most likely out of Ksniterider. So is the Dragapult going to be able to eat this Scarf Shadow Ball Helping Hand Modest Spectrier? It might, but there's a good chance that it actually doesn't. I wouldn't be shocked if this is calced to absolutely take this thing down, and Helping Hand does come out. And then we see the Mienshao go straight for the knockoff into the Spectre, getting rid of the Choice Scarf. That is going to be Choice... Faster's? That's Faster Scarf in the Mienshao. That has to be Faster Scarf in the Mienshao. Faster than the Spectre Scarf, so it's going to be close to max speed Scarf, and the Spectre was likely had some bulk on it to survive that knockout and try to speed creep this Dragapult, but that went very well for Ksniterider turn 1 there. Both with the surprise Scarf tech, but the Scarf Mienshao just worked so much better in that situation. And here we've got a setup that looks like it's going to attempt to stall out as much of this Dragapult's max as possible and set up for a late game Dragonite max. We've got the Togedemaru next to the Tangela just to minimize the damage that this Dragapult's going to be able to do. And we will see I believe he clicked Sleep Powder to come out, which makes a lot of sense. Knockoff is going to get rid of the Focus Sash. And the Pult is going to be able to get a Max Phantasm in, and it picks up a clean KO again. So this Dragapult is doing great work offensively. But if Sleep Powder connects here, and this thing isn't Lumberry, which I don't believe it to be at this point in time. Oh, it is Lumberry! Man, this is going about as perfectly as you could ask for from Ksniterider. He's just got to deal with this Dragapult, but with this knockoff Mienshao, he's going to be able to either pick up the Tangela or the Dragonite, and I actually would expect him to pick up the Tangela here with a double up, likely going with a Max Dragon as well to attempt to weaken this Dragonite, and then have a 4v1 where even in max this Dragonite might not do it. He does have to be worried about potential Protect plays out of this Tangela, but that feels incredibly risky to go for a Protect here. And he is just going to go for the Rage Powder. I think actually Sleep Powder here is the correct play. Like, I'd Sleep Powder and protect the Dragonite to try to get Weakness Policy off. That goes very poorly into a pure double up into the Tangela, but I feel like from this position behind, you really have to make some big reads to try to come back in this game 1. But he is just going to be maxing the Dragonite and going for the Rage Powder and seeing what he can pick up with this Dragonite. Rage Powder comes on out. Here comes the knockoff first. Eviolite is gone. And then this should kill without the Eviolite. Even though Tangela is very physically defensive, I would expect this to kill. It does. And then the Dragonite goes to -1, and it's going to get knocked off next turn, so it won't get the Weakness Policy boost. Wormwind's going to come on out, but at -1, this shouldn't kill. Yeah. And it looks like Game 1 is going to go pretty convincingly to Ksniterider with the Choice Scarf Mienshao prep. Choice Scarf knockoff Mienshao should now be revealing and getting rid of this Weakness Policy. What's the play here? You're at -1. I don't know if I reveal Airstream here just because I think this game's out of reach, especially because you know you're getting knocked off and you're losing your Weakness Policy. Then Dragonite is going to come out and do a decent amount of damage. Well, no. Let's think about this. At -1, if this Airstream kills, you'll have the speed advantage on everything but the Mienshao, and that's locked into knockoff. So you're not incredibly scared of it right now. If you're able to wipe the side, he might actually have a path to come back here. It's not a great one, but I mean, it's practically non-existent now, frankly, with the Suicune. Yeah, you kind of need to Airstream the Suicune. Yeah, I guess you Airstream the Suicune and hope for some crits. Mienshao's going to reset its attack, so it's not Scarf Lock and do knockoff anymore, and Mudsdale comes on out. Airstream connects. You needed a crit there, most likely. I don't even know if a crit would have taken it down. You've got fast, but Ice Beam is just going to come on into this Dragonite and pick up the KO. And we've got a clean Game 1 victory for Ksniterider. We're going to need to see some fairly substantial adjustments out of Tay for Game 2. But I will be right back around with Game number 2. Game 2 time, and we need to see how Tay, with his back against the wall, and Ksniterider on the bridge of becoming, on the brink, not the bridge, of becoming the first PDPL champion. How is Tay going to respond to that Game 1? It looks like he's hovering the Swampert, potentially as a lead, potentially as a back option. But he needs to have a successful way to deal with that knockoff Mienshao and Dragapult lead, as... Is this it? This actually might be it. So, you'll get one Choice Scarf Shadow Ball off here, because you'll be able to Rage Powder away the first set of damage. And then... I think Togedemaru makes a lot of sense, because if you come in with the Togedemaru, fake out the Mienshao, even if it doesn't pick up the Dragapult, Mienshao won't be able to knock off the Spectrier, and then you'll have your advantage. My Dachshund is on my lap, and he has woken up on me while we are commentating this game, but Franklin is a big fan of the PDPL as well. Aren't you, Franklin? Yes, he's a good boy, and he's my co-commentator. Alright, and we have a locked in, and we will see how, what the gameplay adjustment is going to be, because we do see the lead adjustment, but we do need to see exactly how he plans this gameplay adjustment. Does he actually go straight for the Mienshao? Because Spectrier Modest might actually just take out the Mienshao, since you know that it's not Focus Sash. But he leads Mienshao to the Lazzle instead of with Dragapult. So you do have to be worried about fake out into Tangela and then knock off onto the Spectrier here, getting rid of your Choice Scarf and dealing substantial damage. But you can't really double protect here. So I guess a single protect is the best play, but it doesn't feel great. And then you just go straight for the Shadow Ball into the Mienshao. I think you might actually consider switching out the Spectre here, but he is just going to go straight for the Shadow Ball. Salazzle is likely the Focus Sash option. I don't know if this KOs the Mienshao. I expect Tay will know this calc, and if it does KO the Mienshao, that's probably the target. Oh, he's just going to go straight for the Max Ghost into the Mienshao. That will almost certainly kill, even though he will be losing his Choice Scarf. It won't matter while he's in Max, because Choice Scarf doesn't apply while you are in Max. So I think this play actually works, because with a Protect here, the obvious Fake Out play doesn't work, and then you will have Tangela for Rage Powders next to this Spectre without having to worry about the Mienshao on the field. Yes, this is absolutely going to work. Knockoff is going to come straight into the Spectre. It's going to do just under 50%. That did more like 35%. And then this Phantasm should cleanly pick up the KO on this Mienshao. Spectre is going to move to +1, and it's going to have full Tangela support. This might be a quick game to that crit. I doubt it mattered. Mienshao does go down. Spectre goes to +1 special attack. It should now threaten to Oko everything that isn't either sturdy or sashed. So what is Chaos Knight Rider's play here? He should know that he's not going to be able to target into the Spectre with this Tangela out, because we know that that Dragon Bolt is Lumberry, not Goggles. A Max Phantasm into Dragon Bolt makes sense, as does a Max Quake into the Salazzle actually might be the play that I go for, because Salazzle is going to threaten the Tangela more. If the Salazzle is Sash, it does punish that play a little bit, but it will let you get up to... Yeah, you do have to Rage Powder. A Max Quake will let you get up to +1 special defense into the Salazzle, but is he just going to go straight for the KO? This gets punished by a guard on Dragapult and a Flamethrower Salazzle into the Tangela, which might be the play here because we do see the Max coming out. The Pult is maxing. I think this needs to be a Max Guard out of Chaos Knight Rider. Unless he thinks Salazzle is picking up the Tangela from full with a Violite. It is not a Max Guard. It's going to be a Flutterby to take... Okay, Flutterby will take the Spectre back down to neutral, which means this might not just be a clean kill, and then you get the Salazzle to finish off the Tangela. But Tangela avoids the attack. Oh, a double avoid! A 1% chance, and it's going to be an absolutely devastating play because the Dragapult was EV'd to survive that. But... oh no, the double avoid. If that was a Flamethrower into Tangela, then Chaos Knight Rider might have been in a commanding position in this game, but instead it looks like he has been completely back-footed at this point. If that Tangela goes down, then this Dragapult is going to threaten to pick up the Spectra, and there's nothing that can be done to stop it. But with that Tangela surviving, it can just Rage Powder, and Dragapult probably needs to Max Guard here, and you can go for the Max Quake into the Salazzle. Because now the Dragapult is low enough that even if the Tangela goes down, there is a chance that something else can come in and pick up this Dragapult as well. Quake into the Salazzle could actually be enough to keep this Tangela alive as well with a +1 special defense boost. He does go for the Max Guard play there. This Quake's going to come on out. No, Heat Wave hits first. It does pick up the Tangela. Okay, so now we just need to see if there is something that can come out and threaten to KO this Dragapult. This is a very slow, bulky Spectrier. Modest, almost definitely. Alright. Umbreon looks like the perfect Pokemon in this matchup. I don't know if you need it here or if you need it late. But if you bring in the Umbreon, you max guard that Spectrier. He probably doesn't expect it because you have revealed Choice Scarf on Spectrier. So having a play that is a Protect in Max might not be expected, even though we know that it has Haze. Swampert comes on out. Spectrier is at the mercy of the Dragapult at this point. But it might not matter because this almost assuredly needs to... Because Dragapult can only kill one thing. If you double target this Dragapult, you get... The Umbreon switch also makes sense because the Dragapult, almost by necessity, needs to attack into the Spectrier slot. But if Chaos Knight Rider is able to call this and double up on the Swampert, this could be a huge play. Wormwind's going to come on out, and it does go straight into the Umbreon. Okay, Umbreon might be enough to lock up this game for Tay and bring us to a game 3. Also, I love that the shiny Umbreon is matching the Swampert's color palette. Oh, this Salazzle couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Pult goes down. Spectrier late game is going to be very, very strong. It doesn't have Choice Scarf anymore, and the Salazzle will outspeed it. So this Salazzle needs to be taken out. But after that, Spectrier should be in a good position, potentially against the Suicune. If this Umbreon has Yawn, this is Snarl, this is a great place for it, but it doesn't have Snarl, and he is just going to Yawn into the Suicune, likely calling a Protect on the Salazzle, or not caring about what the Salazzle can do. Because Salazzle's output is not going to look great into these two options. Heat Wave comes on out to try and do something to that Umbreon, but it is not a lot of damage. Scald, is it able to pick up the Umbreon? If this picks up the Umbreon, there is a shot here, but no, Umbreon survives, and Yawn is going to come on out, and it is that Life Orb Suicune that we saw last game. And then Swampert uses Bulk Up. Swampert is now the offensive threat it needs to be to threaten everything here. I imagine you take out the Salazzle first, and then you win the 1v1 against the Suicune with... Oh, you can even just Protect here, that's true. And then you have Swampert, Umbreon, and Spectrier just wail on the Suicune, and we are well on our way to a Game 3. I don't see an out here for Chaos Knight Rider. The double target comes on out. Does he get the burn? There is no burn. Liquidation comes on out and will, in fact, take out that Salazzle. And now we are just going to be seeing a sleeping Suicune. We're going to be seeing some high horsepower, some foul plays, and then an eventual Spectrier Shadow Ball that will likely be what finishes this off. High horsepower comes on out, and we're actually just going to see the Umbreon Moonlight up. A miss, and then an eventual Suicune crit into Umbreon. I mean, no. There's not a huge amount of outs. But if he never hits high horsepower... Okay, he does hit high horsepower, though. It's likely... I don't know, actually, if it's in Spectrier range yet. A one-turn sleep, a miss, crit the Umbreon. If this Umbreon gets up a second Moonlight, there are legitimately no outs. One-turn sleep, Scald. Okay, this will kill. It's probably in Shadow Ball range, though. And if not, it is definitely in Shadow Ball foul play range. I think the play there had to be go into the Umbreon and hope the Swampert misses as much as your Salazzle was missing. And Spectrier does come on out. We should see a Shadow Ball here. I don't think there's a world where the Suicune is faster than Spectrier, but I guess that's also an out if a Scald is able to just kill. Yawn is going to come out again. But Shadow Ball should clean this game up. It does. Alright, and we are moving on into a Game 3 to determine the first champion of the PDPL. This has been an exciting match, so stick around for the last game. And we are here for game number 3 between Tay and Chaos Knight Rider. in the grand finals of the PDPL Season 1. Game 1, we saw Ksniterider with a great tech on Mienshao with the Choice Scarf, and that was faster than the Choice Scarf on the Spectrier, which allows it to knock off the Choice Scarf and have the Dragapult clean it up. Game 2, we saw the adjustment away from the Max Dragonite in the backstrat to Max the Spectrier, and Tangela survived a Heat Wave miss. What will we be seeing Game 3? We are seeing, it looks like, the Tangela and the Spectrier lining up again. I think that Salazzle play into the Tangela makes a lot of sense, as does knockoff Mienshao, and that Max Flutterby from Dragapult. I think in Ksniterider's position, if I'm expecting the same lead, I do lead the Mienshao again, this time with the Dragapult for knockoff Max Flutterby. But this is a really interesting matchup at this point. But we are into game number 3. Let's see how Ksniterider adjusted to that game 2. Is it going to be a matter of he just thinks that his Heat Waves need to connect and he is confident? He does go with the Salazzle Dragapult lead. We do not see the Mienshao here. The fastest thing on the field right now is this Spectrier. And there is no knockoff for it. It could just go for some Shadow Balls, but if that's the case, you have to wonder if this is going to be able to pick up a Max Dragapult. I don't believe it will be. Although, it might not matter, because if you can hurt it enough, and you get something into that Tangela slot, Tangela is just going for Protect. I think Dragapult going for Max Ghost makes a lot of sense in this situation. Oh, this could be a decisive turn 1 at the beginning of this match. We are going to see that Dragapult Max. Can it survive, and is it targeting back with Max Ghost? And if that's the case, what's the plan to deal with the Umbreon that's almost assuredly in the back for Tay this game? Tangela goes for a Protect. Do we see Fake Out into Tangela? No Fake Out. Shadow Ball comes out. It deals a hefty amount of damage to the Dragapult. Max Phantasm does come out directly into the Spectre. That's going to pick up a KO. And Ksniterider is in a great position. And then we will see what this Salazzle was going for, and it was just going for that Heat Wave. If that had been redirected into the Tangela, this could be a very different story. But right now, this Umbreon is looking like Tay's best shot. Ksniterider seems to be in a very good position in this decisive Game 3. The Umbreon switch comes on out, and this Dragapult is very likely in foul play range at this point. So we are just going to see a Sleep Powder, and I imagine a foul play into this Dragapult is the best chance. Dragapult has to know that it's threatened by foul play, but foul play was not revealed last game either, so it might not know that foul play's here. It knows about Yawn and Moonlight for sure, I believe. Okay, we Sleep Powder the Salazzle. And we foul play the Dragonite, or the Dragapult. We do. And he does go for the Max Guard, suspecting a foul play might be coming out. Heat Wave comes on out, but Tangela avoids the attack again. That is awful for Ksniterider. Because now we are in a situation much like the previous turn, except your Salazzle is asleep. Now Tangela can freely redirect this max attack and let the Umbreon take out the Dragapult, or he can switch out the Dragapult and something will eat a stab foul play. Tangela could also go for a Sleep Powder into the Dragapult slot in case of a switch. But we are just going to see that foul play come straight into the Dragapult slot. Is Dragapult going to try and get off one more turn of damage? It will. The Rage Powder comes on out. What will this Dragapult be hitting? Max Flutterby. That should be that's a crit into the Tangela. That Heat Wave miss looks devastating now, even more so. Maybe that wasn't a crit. I might have missed it. Foul Play will take out this Dragapult at this range. So Dragapult goes down, so Salazzle is asleep. And from a seemingly bad position, Tay is now pretty well in command of this game. He does have the max advantage because he can max that Swampert in the back. And these two are just going to be able to stall out a lot of what comes out because of some sleep powders and yawns. He is going to protect the Tangela and be going for a yawn into the Suicune. Then I imagine we'll see a Moonlight, but this Salazzle is going to wake up at some point. But what's going to be the answer for Max Swampert in the back? Ice Beam goes in to protect. And Yawn will come on out for the Umbreon. If I'm Chaos Knight Rider, I'm likely switching out the Suicune here and going for a Heat Wave, as poorly as that's gone for you. We're just going to be seeing the Tangela protect again. No, the Tangela will go for the Leech Seed into the Suicune spot, calling a switch. And then we're going to see a Foul Play into that slot as well. Maybe a Yawn into that slot, maybe a Moonlight, maybe a Protect. I just named all 4 moves because I think any of them could be justifiable in this position. He's hovered all 4 moves as well except for Moonlight, and I think Moonlight is eminently reasonable calling the Salazzle waking up. Mienshao does come on out, and this was a Leech Seed, not a Sleep Powder into the switch. The Salazzle gets 2 turns of sleep. Leech Seed comes on out, but now we've got this Choice Scarf Mienshao. That's going to threaten the Umbreon and also likely threaten this Tangela. That Heat Wave miss earlier is looming incredibly large. A Protect here, calling a Close Combat into Umbreon. Or a Rage Powder, calling a knockoff for Close Combat and having the Umbreon yawn. Tangela is looking to go down, and this will Foul Play. It's the problem with the board state. There are not a lot of great offensive options on the field right now for Tay, and he might be letting Chaos Knight Rider get back into this. But the issue is, how do we deal with Max Swampert? Because right now, the Max Swampert looks like the absolute trump card of this match. The Salazzle is awake, and it does use Heat Wave, and this time it will connect on the Tangela and take it out. A Heat Wave and a Close Combat? No, because it would have gone first because it's Scarf. I'm good at this game. Never mind. A critical hit on the Foul Play. Tay is having the RNG advantage to some extent this game, and we do see the big Swampert coming out. What can this Suicune do to it? It's going to be going for a Max Quake, it looks like, into the Salazzle, and that will give it +1 special defense. Is the Salazzle have Will-O-Wisp? I think it has Will-O-Wisp. Will it be trying to burn the Swampert? I think that's the best play here, is to get Will-O-Wisp onto the Swampert, because if it's burned, its damage output might be low enough that the Suicune can stall out the Max and win with late game Scalds. I think the play here is Will-O-Wisp the Suicune or Will-O-Wisp the Swampert and switch Suicune into the Mienshao to threaten Close Combat KO onto the Umbreon. But we do see the Suicune staying in. It might just also be going for Scald directly into this Swampert. But will we see the Will-O-Wisp come on out? Will-O-Wisp comes out and it connects. But I believe we know that this is Lumberry from Team Preview, and this is going to be a massive swing of momentum. The Scald goes directly into the Umbreon. And Umbreon's going to heal up all that and more with Moonlight, and this Max Quake is going to take out the Salazzle, and we are going to be in a very strong position for this Swampert. It will just need to avoid Scald Burns. Quake takes out Salazzle, and I imagine that this means that we're going to be seeing a lock into close combat for this Mienshao. Salazzle goes down, and Mienshao is coming on out. Mienshao hits the field. We are in the final stages of the PDPL Season 1. Tay seems to have an advantage here, but there is absolutely an out for Ksniterider if this Mienshao is able to one-shot this Umbreon, and then Suicune is able to get a burn on the Swampert with Scald. He goes for a Max Quake or a Max Geyser into the Mienshao, though, and protects the Umbreon. He might be able to set up a situation where the Umbreon cannot lose to the Suicune, no matter what happens. And that is the play that he's going for. Suicune needs to get the burn this turn. This close combat's going straight into the Protect. Suicune needs the burn this turn. Does Suicune get the burn? No burn, and Quake comes out, and this should take out this Mienshao without the burn. And Tay is now in a commanding position with one more turn of Max, plus 2 special defense on Swampert, plus 2 special defense on Umbreon, and just a Life Orb Suicune that has itself on a clock in front. And this Umbreon is just going to be able to consistently Moonlight up, because even a crit will not be killing it from full. He's going to go for the Yawn first. We do see Suicune likely going for the burn one more time. Thinking this play over, but I'm not sure if it matters at this point. Tay is on the brink of becoming our Season 1 champion. Does Ksniterider have any tricks left up his sleeves? Those Heat Wave misses earlier in the match were absolutely devastating, both in Game 2 and Game 3. I don't know for sure that they would have swung the match, but it would have put him in a better position than he's in. And the Yawn is going to come out, the Scald doesn't get the burn, and we're going to see a Max Quake come right into this Suicune. It will likely survive, but now everything is at +3 special defense. Crits are the only out, and even then, it's on its clock because of its own Life Orb at this point. Swampert shrinks on down, having done its job completely at this point. And we are going to see the high horsepower into the Suicune, and the foul play into the Suicune, and this should wrap this game up. Suicune gets one last Scald off. Does it burn this time? It does, but it is too late to matter. Suicune's hurt by Life Orb, and then this Umbreon is going to take the last KO of the season. Congratulations to Tay, the first champion of the PDPL. Thank you all so much, coaches and spectators, for letting us have such a wonderful season. We will be back with Season 2 of the PDPL after Scarlet and Violet drop. Until then, please watch the Pokemon Draft Challenger League that is going on now, the winner of which will get an automatic invitation into Season 2 of the PDPL. Once again, congratulations to Tay and to Ksniterider. You both had remarkable seasons. Ksniterider coming in with the silver and Tay with the gold for Season 1 of the PDPL. If you guys enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until later, I will see you guys next time. Bye.